is Daisy Montgomery, and I am a student in the online portion of Management 605. Today I'm going to be talking about my leadership project and my experiences with it. I am a part-time graduate assistant at the Office of Research Initiatives in the School of Education, in addition to my full-time job as an engineer. And in the area I work in, there is a library and a lab. And when I first began working there in September, I noticed that it was not very user-friendly. This area is for graduate and doctoral students to go and perform research and work on dissertations. And also it's for the School of Education's faculty to go to get help on research they could not perform otherwise on their own time. The area was just not very user-friendly. The books were in disarray. They were not categorized or alphabetized. There were no bookends. There was no checkout system. The walls were very cold and barren. There was no visual aids. And the materials, some of them were very outdated, some by 30 years. And with the approval of my immediate supervisor, in tandem with this leadership project, I took it upon myself to do a library renovation. And some of the objectives I had for the library renovation was to build a database, using Bookcat, Access, or Excel, provide bookends for the books, labels, categorize the books by topic, as well as alphabetize them, provide visual aids on the walls, and update the materials. With the permission of the Office of Research Initiatives, School of Education, I went to the Service Learning Center to form a partnership which benefited us because we were able to get student volunteers to help us not only with this project, but with future ones. Some of the leadership concepts that I had hoped to implement with my subordinates or volunteers in this project was servant leadership, emotional intelligence, highly effective and productive meetings, and effective communication as a leader. One of the most frustrating experiences I had during this project, however, was waiting. In the professional world, you realize that even though a department might talk about a project, that does not mean that the next day you just go out and you start performing it, start doing it. And it's no different in the educational or academic setting. Even though the partnership had been verbally agreed upon by all parties in September, it was not until the end of October that it was formally approved through paperwork. And during this time, I was not allowed to be assigned subordinates because I did not have that approval of the School of Education and of my own department in paper, in writing. So that was very frustrating for me because I did not know what I could do besides the database to move forward with the project. I felt, despite my emails, friendly office visits, and phone calls, that the process went very slowly, and I felt a lot of time was wasted waiting for signatures. Fortunately, by the end of October, everything was approved, and I was assigned one subordinate, who, for the purposes of privacy, I will call her Miss Jones. Miss Jones is an undergrad student in her 11th, in her junior year, and she was very eager initially to help me with the project. And I was also very excited to implement some of my leadership concepts, as I previously mentioned. And on the day that we were scheduled to meet, she did not show. This left me very frustrated and hurt and angry. But I tried to be emotionally intelligent about it, empathetic, if you will, and tried not to jump to conclusions about why she did or did not show. I assumed that an emergency had happened, and that was her reason for not appearing. Unfortunately, despite my emails and phone calls, after 2 weeks, she did not respond. She finally did after 2 weeks. And she said that she simply did not know that we were supposed to meet, even though we had verbally agreed upon it on the phone. Unfortunately, this set the tone for the rest of the project and our partnership. And also, I would say, open the floodgates for other roadblocks to the completion of the project. Miss Jones appeared only once to one of our scheduled meetings during the month of September and did not help in any way towards the completion of the library renovation. I did ask her, in effort to have productive meetings, like my leadership concept, what her strengths and weaknesses are, what some of her suggestions for the library renovation, what some of her suggestions are, who she is as a person. I just tried to get to know her, and it just did not work out the way that I had hoped. I'm not sure if it is because I was not firm enough in delegating tasks as a leader, or if perhaps she just was not interested enough in the project itself, or I was not what is the word? Capable enough at motivating her or those around me to want to complete this project. But it was very disappointing for me, as I had to complete the majority of the project myself. And also, the materials that I had requested from the Office of Research Initiatives were not able to come through in time, such as the new bookends, posters, and such, because of budgetary restraints. So I did what I could in the time that I had. I was able to build a database. I was able to reorganize the books, clean the areas, and those sort of things. But as a subordinate myself, I'm not allowed to use my own money, so I had that limitation as well. Overall, I am disappointed in how this project turned out. I realized that it really takes it's a team effort to make a project happen to completion. A manager can't do it alone, and an employee cannot do it alone. And sometimes, despite a manager's efforts, things just do not happen the way that they are planned. And it takes a lot of patience and learning to and adaptability to come to terms with that. And I hope in the future I can take these experiences and put them to good use. Thank you for your time.